What if I told you that one of the deadliest viruses on Earth just broke out on a luxury cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? Not in a jungle, not in a remote village, on a cruise ship carrying passengers from 23 different countries. This is the story of the 2026 Hantavirus outbreak. What happened, why it's serious, and what you actually need to know. What is hantavirus? First, what even is hantavirus? Hantavirus is a group of viruses carried by rodents, mainly mice and rats. Humans usually get infected by breathing in air contaminated with the urine, saliva, or droppings of infected rodents. Once it hits the lungs, it can cause something called hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, or HPS, and HPS is serious. We're talking fever, muscle aches, and then, rapidly, your lungs start filling with fluid. The fatality rate? Between 20 and 40%. There's no specific cure, no approved antiviral, just supportive care and hope. The specific virus, Andes. Now here's what makes this outbreak extra concerning. The culprit isn't just any hantavirus, it's the Andes virus, a strain found primarily in South America, and it holds a very unique and terrifying distinction. It is the only hantavirus known to spread from human to human. Every other hantavirus, you catch it from rodents only. The Andes virus, close, prolonged contact with an infected person can spread it. Think, kissing, shared utensils, caring for a sick person without protection, or being in a poorly ventilated space together. The cruise ship story. Now here's where it gets like a thriller novel. On April 1st, 2026, the MV Hondius, a Dutch-flagged expedition cruise ship, set sail from Ushuaia, Argentina, with 147 passengers and crew from 23 countries. The voyage? Some of the most remote places on Earth: Antarctica, South Georgia Island, Tristan da Cunha, St. Helena. Somewhere along the way, likely before boarding, the index case, a Dutch passenger, was infected with the Andes virus. He had spent 4 months road tripping through Chile, Uruguay, and Argentina before the cruise. By late April, passengers started falling sick. Fever, respiratory symptoms, rapid deterioration. On April 26th, the first passenger died. By May 2nd, the World Health Organization was officially notified. By May 6th, the virus was confirmed. Andes hantavirus. 3 people were dead. More were critically ill. The ship had to be rerouted. Passengers were medically evacuated. International health agencies from Cabo Verde, the Netherlands, South Africa, Spain, and the UK all scrambled to respond. By mid-May, the ship finally arrived in Rotterdam, where remaining crew entered quarantine and the vessel began full disinfection. Where are we now as of right now? 11 cases confirmed or suspected, 3 deaths. Former passengers are quarantined or hospitalized across 12 countries: Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Singapore, Switzerland, and more. In the United States alone, 41 people across 16 states are being monitored. The CDC has classified this as a Level 3 emergency response, their highest level. 18 American passengers were brought to a specialized quarantine unit in Nebraska, with a mandatory 42-day monitoring period because that's how long the incubation window can be. The WHO says the global risk remains low, but watch this space. Should you be worried? Here's the honest answer: probably not, if you weren't on that ship or in close contact with someone who was. Hantavirus does not spread through casual contact. No handshakes, no shared air on a subway, no touching doorknobs. You'd need close, sustained, direct contact with a symptomatic person or exposure to infected rodent droppings. But, and this is important, if you are on the MV Hondius or on a flight with an infected passenger, contact your health authority immediately. Symptoms to watch for: sudden fever, fatigue and muscle aches, especially thighs, hips, back, nausea or vomiting, difficulty breathing. These can appear anywhere from 4 to 42 days after exposure. Act fast. Early medical care matters enormously. The 2026 Hantavirus cruise ship outbreak is a reminder that infectious disease doesn't respect borders or vacation plans. One person's road trip through South America, one expedition cruise, and suddenly health agencies on 6 continents are responding. Science is watching, governments are responding, and for most of the world's population, the risk remains very low. But knowledge is your best protection. Stay informed, stay calm, and if in doubt, see a doctor. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's been following this story. I'll see you in the next one.